Hello and welcome back to my Newbie Does Precision series. I know it's been a while, but when we last left off, I had just finished load development for my Remington 700 AAC-SD build. The next step was going to be to replace the factory stock, which frankly is not up to the task of precision rifle shooting. Now, I was saving up some money for that, but that's seen a couple of setbacks. And of course, by setbacks, I mean that I bought this and this with the budget intended for the stock, but more on those later. So as I financially recovered from those two purchases, I again set my sights on replacing this stock. But then SHOT Show happened, and Timney announced they're ready to ship their two-stage Remington 700 triggers. Now ever since I heard they were ready to go, I've been driving Thea nuts on the phone. They're right here local, and today I was told that I could come pick it up. So I drove up to Timney, and here it is. The trigger came in this simple blister pack with the inspection card with my name and requested weights for the first and second stage, as well as of course some stickers, and they even gave me a lollipop for showing up in person, but I ate that on the drive home. Now this trigger is the standard two-stage as opposed to the Calvin Elite, which I believe is blue. This trigger comes with a straight shoe. Both of them do, and it's the only way they're shipping two-stage triggers at this point. I might have preferred a curve, but I'll take it any way it comes, particularly considering the price point compared to other Remington two-stages. About the only choices out there is Tubbs or CG Extremes, both of which are quite a bit more money than this one. So we'll see how it is. It does include a safety as well as a bolt release. Pull weights on the standard model go from 8 ounces up to 1.5 ounces on the first stage, and then is adjustable on the second stage from 1.5 pounds up to 4 pounds. So you can get quite a range in there. The Calvin Elite is the same and is the same money, but has lighter pull ranges, the same for the first, 1.5 pounds to 8 ounces, but the second stage goes from 8 ounces, I believe, up to 1.5. Now I requested my trigger with a 1 pound first stage and a 2 pound second stage. So we'll see how that works out. All right, well first to break it down, we'll remove the bolt. And the action screws. I do have some shims in here that I'm going to try to retain. All right. Okay, with that freed up, we can get to the business of changing the trigger. This is my first time doing this on a Remington 700, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so first off, we got to tap this pin out, and what we have is the bolt release lever, a little bit occluding it, so we just get this underneath that and tap that one left to right. Let's see. Should be about there. All right, I thought that was stuck, but that's free. And now this trigger, we're going to go the other way and we're going to try to retain the bolt stop. It's going to be easier said than done, I'm afraid. All right. So trigger's free. All right, now to put the Timney in, put it on safe, gets the safety lever out of the way, and put it through here. I use a punch just to locate my pin. Okay, we'll get that started through with the soft mallet and drive it on in with the punch. And we don't want to run into the bolt release lever, but we do want it flush on this side. So that looks just about flush right there. Might go just another whack or two. Okay, looks good. And now the rear pin. Yeah, it slides right in. I'm going to just tap that flush. Again, using the non-marring side there, we'll get that in there. And then just tap it home with the punch. All right, so that's flush there. All right, so I'm just going to use this little pick here to hold those there. They have to go between, these are just pieces of Coke can I stuck in there to improve the free float. These have to go between the recoil lug and the screw there. So I'll just hold those right in there. Set that in. Okay, so holding that in place, I'll set in the magazine body. There we go. And the bottom metal. And we'll just get these started. And with those hand tight, I'm going to seat the action on the concrete. Make sure the recoil lug is all the way back against its recess. Okay, let's put the bolt back in. So, nothing with the safety off. There's my first stage. That's light, but feels good. Good amount of travel. Oh. All right, so that's very light take up on the first stage. It's 1 pound. I could almost run it out to 1.5 pounds with really cold fingers. Oh, I think you could still feel that actually. That might be good. Just because of the motion, there's enough travel. So with gloves or cold fingers, you can still know that you're positively indexed on the trigger. And then you think about it going, and off it goes. All right, so a little bit close up. I figured with the bolt out of the way, you'd be able to see more from this side. We've got first stage travel, and it's very light, very free, very smooth, and definite wall, no question about that. So that's set at 1 pound first stage. Max is 1.5 pounds, and 1.5 pounds certainly wouldn't be impeded either, but it has enough travel and a positive enough startup that I think 1 pound is going to be fine. So you pull it back, there's the wall, and nice clean brake. Just a teeny bit of over travel, but I'll tell you, that is a lot nicer, crisper brake, lighter brake than the Remington factory, and I'd argue less, but probably about the same over travel. Oh, that's nice though. I can't wait to get it out to the range. Take up, wall. So I'm back from the range, and I have to say I love this trigger. Now, I did have a little bit of issue with the straight trigger bow. I'm used to a curved bow, and I had a little trouble kind of finding my finger placement, particularly with this stock, which is not very ideal at all for precision shooting, and forces me to kind of float my fingers. But at any rate, even towards the end of the range session, I was finding a consistent spot on that trigger. And although I haven't gotten confirmation, I hear that Timney is going to offer curved trigger bows in the future, so you could have either way. The straight's actually, I think it'll be nice once I get used to it. As far as the trigger itself, there aren't a lot of options for two-stage triggers, two-stage match grade triggers for the Remington 700. And most of them start at $350 or higher. But even if that wasn't the case, even if this wasn't less expensive than those triggers, I think it would really be a contender. The first stage is very light, very smooth, and has a pretty good amount of travel. And once you get to the wall, it's a definite wall. After that, there is zero creep and a very clean break and a little bit of over travel. I would like a little less over travel, but man, I'm nitpicking. It's a nice trigger. So if you're in the market for a two-stage trigger for under $200, it would be very hard to go wrong with the Timney.